very fantastic person. In fact, I had the privilege to meet her backstage. So I got to speak to her one-on-one. She is anchor, she's an author, she's also an actor, she's a fitness enthusiast. May I please welcome Mandira Bedi. Woo! Welcome.
Good morning. How's everybody feeling? I know you had a late night last night, but how's everybody feeling? Are you ready to do a little workout with me? Oh, good. They know, right?
Yes, I know that they are going to work out, Mandira. But before we start, we also want to chit chat with you a little bit.
Of course, of course,
Yeah,
of
so let's
course.
begin. You arrived late in the night.
Yes,
I
I
hope
did.
you had a good sleep.
I had a very good sleep.
Yeah?
Yes.
Wow, awesome, awesome. So Mandira, I mean, you've been an actor, author, fitness enthusiast. Obviously now there's a lot of focus on health and wellness and fitness. How did your journey really start? I'm going to begin right in.
Well, here's the thing. If I tell you, I don't want anyone to judge me. No judgment. Because what gets you into the workout space or a healthy lifestyle or to working out 5 to 6 days a week, whatever gets you there is not important as long as you get there. For some people, it's like, I want to fit into a nice outfit. Some people, I'm going for a wedding. Some people are going for a holiday. In my case, I was invited. I was always reasonably fit. I was quite sporty in school. I was associated with cricket for so many years. So people just assume she's associated with cricket. It means she must be like fit. But I wasn't that fit back then. In 2008,
I don't agree that.
No.
You're always a Shanti.
Well, yes. During my Shanti days, I can't say I was the fittest. I would go to the gym maybe twice a week, walk maybe once or twice a week. Nothing great. But in 2008, I was invited to be a part of this lovely reality show called Khatron Ke Khiladi, also known as Fear Factor. And I thought to myself that if I'm going to be a part of this extended Fear Factor, it was a 13, 14-day shoot, program, taping, I said, I need to be if I'm going to be in front of Akshay Kumar, who is the host, I want to be a good contender, I want to be a strong contender, I want to be fit. So that was one part of it. And the other was, if I'm going to be on national television wearing a swimsuit, because a lot of the stunts are underwater, or shorts, I really want to be looking good doing it. So that's what got me into fitness in the first place. And sadly, I did not win. I got eliminated on day 10 of the show. But what Khatron Ke Khiladi gave me was the gift of fitness, the gift of this healthier lifestyle. I remember a couple of months later, it was actually the press conference for Khatron Ke Khiladi, which was after the shoot got over. I broke my foot during that time. And the first thought that crossed my mind was not like, what's going to happen to work? What's going to happen to life? The first thought that crossed my mind was, how am I going to exercise? So that's how much the fitness bug had bitten me. Even while I was in South Africa shooting for Khatron Ke Khiladi, we do 2 very, very grueling stunts all through the day. We'd shoot and I'd come home and I'd go for a jog because that's how much I was into fitness. Once it becomes a way of your life, once you sort of internalize it and make it who you are, it's very difficult to shake it off. Yeah. Yes.
But it's interesting you said your fitness journey started in 2008, right? That's like almost 1.5 decade now. I mean, kudos to you.
Is it?
You've been able to, can we give her a round of applause, please? Yeah.
In between, I also had my son,
Wow.
which was in 2011. And I have to tell you, I put on 22 kilos. And that is like not a healthy amount of weight to put on, but I just kind of let myself go during my pregnancy. And I gave myself, this is a very, it's a good secret to learn for any ladies out there. when you're pregnant and post your delivery, a lot of people wait a while to shed the weight, saying, "Haan ji, ho jayega." But the truth is, your body is not used to this extra weight. It's new weight. So the sooner you make that effort to lose it, the sooner you can get it off. And I said, it took me 9 months to put on these 22 kilos. I'm going to give myself 6 months to lose it. And 6 months to the day, I was back in my pre-pregnancy clothes.
Wow. Can we, this deserves another round of applause. Awesome. Awesome. But that's you, Mandira. But for most of us, when we start, obviously, it's New Year resolution that generally makes us or motivate us to really register ourselves into a gym. But then it's difficult to continue, right? I mean, most of us don't really continue on that path. How did you motivate yourself? Like, really, I want to know that.
Well, like I said, I mean, the initial motivation, whatever it may be, gets you there. To keep it going, that's the tough one. I do a couple of things, actually, to keep myself going. When I'm going to go back to that pregnancy time, I didn't buy myself any in-between clothes, you see. So I had my clothes before my pregnancy, I had my pregnancy clothes, and what kept me going during that journey was, I just want to reclaim my wardrobe. So there are many things that you can, you've got to find that right motivation to keep you going. You've got to also, once you join or get onto that journey, don't give yourself very, very big goals. Because if you give yourself, you say, okay, you know what, I would like to be 10 kilos lighter. Now, 10 kilos is a massive, it's a big task ahead of you. And, there are times where you'll fall off the wagon saying, this is not working, this is not moving as fast as I want it to. So, my suggestion, which worked for me, even when I had that huge amount of weight to lose, was, I'm going to give myself, I just want to lose 2 kilos. So, I'd say 2 kilos is my goal. And whether it took me 1 week to do it, or 10 days to do it, or 1 month to do it, I would give myself a pat on the back when those 2 kilos were lost. Then I'd say, okay, my next goal is 2 kilos. So that's how I lost all the weight that I needed to lose. So give yourself small goals. That's a very important thing. You give yourself a big goal, it can get overwhelming. It can get like, oh my God, I can't do this. And you can get demotivated and fall off the wagon. The other thing I do to keep myself motivated, people look at social media and say, oh man, it's a negative place. There's so much negativity. People talk and people comment and people are always, talking about their great lifestyles, and it can be a negative place for a lot of people. But I look at social media as a very positive space. I use it to motivate myself. The thing I do is, I put it out into the universe that I am going to try and lose this amount of weight. Or I say that, over the next 21 days, I'm not going to miss a single day of exercise. Now, it's not like anybody is keeping an account or watching or anything like that, but when you put it out into the universe, and it could just be whatever, your social media, your group of friends, the moment you put it out there, it's like, I put it out in the universe, I'm accountable to the universe, even if nobody's keeping watch, even if nobody's taking notes, even if nobody's saying, you know what, you missed half a day, or you missed a day, or you missed something. If you put it out there, it's out there. And then you're accountable to someone, even if it's the universe. So these are the couple of things I do to keep myself motivated. And so I started with this 21 days. 21 days was easy peasy. Then I went to 40 days. So 40 days also went by really. 40 days of exercise and healthy eating. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to try 100 days of exercise. 100 days of exercise. Not missing it. And you've got to also give yourself realistic goals. So in that 100 days, I said, it should be either 10,000 steps. I must get a minimum of 10,000 steps, or at least 45 minutes of exercise. And that's it. So it's not like I'm asking too much of myself, something that's too difficult. There were days when I had 2 events. And the days I had 2 events, I said, I can't go out for a walk. So I'd walk in the corridor of the hotel that I was in, but I got my 10,000 steps in. So you've got to give yourself realistic goals. You've got to put it out there. You've got to put it out into the universe. Even put it out amongst your circle of friends. And you're accountable to someone.
Yes. Yes. No, fantastic. In fact, one thing that you mentioned about social media, and I don't know, many of you guys already know, I'm sure that she has a lovely Instagram handle, and Mandira, I definitely follow you on Instagram. And we have seen some fabulous motivational quotes that you have been writing. And I think yesterday I read, you wrote something very special on gratitude, gratitude in silence. I just want you to just take that up and just explain us what was that about, yeah.
Well, I just want to tell you something. I have a superpower. I really do. And it's called gratitude. In this pandemic too, we've all had a very difficult time, and people were very angry, people were very negative. And that's, I think, probably where I really discovered gratitude and the power of gratitude. I read this somewhere that whenever and wherever there is a feeling of gratitude, whenever and wherever there is gratitude, there's no room for unhappiness, there's no room for negativity, there's no room for anger. I've had a lot of anger in my life and I've worked on it. But every time I find myself feeling low or negative, I look at what is as opposed to what isn't. I look at, and the more you feel grateful, the more there is to be grateful for. This morning too, every single morning, before I open my eyes, I say, thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for the food on my table. Thank you for my children's health. Thank you for my able body. Thank you for the work that I get. There's always so much to be thankful for. So my life is like lots of busy activity, lots of events together, and sometimes moments of absolute, I don't have a 9 to 5 job. So some days, and this last week was like 6 events in 5 days. So it was like a storm. And sometimes there are moments where there's like 6 days of nothing, and those are the moments of silence. And I'm grateful for the silence, I'm grateful for the storm, I'm grateful for it all. So I'm just saying to all of you, a really good way of looking at life, a really good perspective to have is through the lens of gratitude. So if in the morning you wake up and you say thank you for all that you do have and focus on all that is as opposed to all that isn't, it's a really good way to start your day, and it's a good perspective to have, and it's a good lens to look at life through.
Beautiful, beautiful. In fact, what we have done is, I have taken a little liberty to steal some of your thoughts from your Instagram handle, and we have actually printed it into a nice takeaway card for all our associates over here, and they are going to read them. Yeah, I hope that it motivates them throughout the year, and may their 2023 becomes a lot more
Can
happy.
I also have a copy, because I would love it.
You
No,
have your Instagram handle.
no, I know, but I'd love to have a copy of what you've printed out.
Yes.
Also, I went for an event the other day, and people, and first people used to ask me, is that like a special font or an app that you use? But I sit, sometimes, I realize I do it like a grid. Sometimes I don't have anything, so I find a piece of, like a napkin or any piece of paper, and I write them all myself. And I went somewhere, and somebody very sweetly made a calendar of all my quotes. And I felt very happy, and I felt very blessed. And it's what I put out every third post is what my state of mind at that particular point of time is. And if it motivates anybody, if it lifts anybody's day up, if it resonates with anybody, I'm very grateful.
No, in fact, it does. It does. I mean, I keep reading a lot of positive comments on it. Please keep doing that. I think it motivates a lot of us. On that, right? I mean, you spoke about gratitude, physical wellness. There's also a lot of conversation on mental wellness, eating right, and mental wellness, both. And you personally have been a champion on mental wellness, and you've been talking a lot about it everywhere. So what do you think about it, how important it is?
Well, I discovered that my mental health and my mental wellness needed to be dealt with a long time ago. It's only recently that people now talk about mental health so openly. A lot of organizations have counselors for people who are, who need help. First thing I say is, it's great that you have a support system. It's great that you have people around you. But sometimes the people around you are not equipped to help you. So if you are feeling negative or feeling low or feeling depressed for a considerable period of time, please, please, please seek help. I have, honestly, I've tried every kind of therapy. I've done the regular, classical therapy, clinical therapy. I've done spiritual therapy. I have spiritual healers who I talk to whenever I, need help. I've even done hypnotherapy, and hypnotherapy, by the way, is great.
Really?
It really helps. It's not like what you think and you see in like books and in movies. You're not lying down on some couch and nobody's like swinging a pendulum in front of you or anything like that. It is actually, they put you into such a relaxed, deep state of relaxation where you can actually access a lot of your memories which you can't otherwise do. You're not completely in a trance or anything like that. And you can get to the root of why you are in a certain way, the kind of patterns you have, and you can actually get rid of those patterns. So it was really helpful to me to help me get rid of my anger and to help me get rid of my sugar cravings.
Wow.
I have some serious I had some serious sugar cravings. So these are the two things I went to hypnotherapy for, and that helped me. Now, mental health is very, very, very important. Again, I say this, we do have our support systems around us, but organizations and people around you will recommend counselors. Please seek help when it's needed. I remember the first time I went to a counselor, I called up my mom and said, I've just finished a session of therapy. And this was many years ago. She said, why? I said, yeah, I've gone to a psychologist. Why? What's happened to you? I said, nothing. I just needed, there was some stuff that I needed dealing with, and but you can talk to me. And I'm like, no, I can't talk to you. But you can talk to your friends. I said, no, I want to take an objective view. I want to get an objective view. I want to take help, and I want to seek help from someone who is professionally equipped to do so. So we've gone through a lot these last 2 years. There's mental health has come to the fore right now. I'm just saying, don't ignore the signs, don't ignore the signals. When you're feeling consistently low, take help. I've said it 3 times. I can't stress on it enough. So, you could be in physically great shape.
Yeah.
You could be going to the gym 5-6 days a week. You could be, eating right. But if you're mentally and emotionally not in a good place, it doesn't count for anything. I mean, there's this friend of mine who was super fit. I used to see him at the gym all the time, and he had a great physique. He had a 6-pack. He directed me in a short film as well. And then a couple of years ago, I think it was end 2020, I heard that he committed suicide.
Oh.
And for someone who was on the face of it so positive, so strong, intelligent, I can't believe that something like this happened. So,
Sure.
One is seek help, and 2 is if you're seeing somebody around you, a friend of yours who's consistently in a state of an emotional slump, please help that person. There's a friend of mine who was feeling negative and upset and said, I'm having suicidal tendencies. I fixed an appointment for her with a psychologist, and I followed up till she got to a better place, got to an emotionally stable place. So, do it for yourself and do it for the people around you as well. Check in on your friends, check in on how they're doing, check in on their emotional state. Ask them if they're okay, because depression doesn't just look like depression. It could be a person showing up every day for work and being, feeling hollow and feeling very negative inside, and reach out to your friends and help them as well.
This is a great point, because this is in a way also a theme of our event, which is Stronger Together, right? And one of the things that I want to know, that while we take care of each other at work, maybe our friends are there personally, but do you believe in the concept or an idea of having fitness buddies or collaborating for fitness?
I tell you, a fitness buddy, nothing like a fitness buddy. Because, there's so much you can do together. There's so many benefits of having a fitness buddy. First up, you stay consistent. You stay consistent because she's consistent. She's consistent because you're consistent. You're consistent together. You're on this journey together. You can be a little more adventurous. There can be a lot more variety of stuff you can do. That's one more thing. That's one more way of staying on the fitness wagon. If you mix it up and do lots of different things. I do different things whenever I can. I swim, I run, I have an exercise cycle in my house, I walk, never diss walking. And when there's a shortage of time, I have steps in my house, I go up and down the steps. So I'm saying when you have a fitness buddy, you can do a lot more stuff together, you can be more adventurous. It's also safer, say you're taking these hikes and you're, you have somebody that you're with, you're accountable to somebody. Remember I said you put it out into the universe. In some sense, social media is my fitness buddy. I am accountable to the universe in that sense. So there's accountability, there's adventure, there's variety. You can do a lot of different things together. And you keep yourself motivated. And it's also a lot of fun, right? When you have somebody with you on the journey, you're doing it together, you're having fun doing it. And you know something, when you go for I don't believe personally in going for a jog with anybody because it's very difficult to talk. But if you find somebody who runs at the same speed as you, you can motivate each other to keep going. If you're going for a walk with somebody, a 1.5 hour walk goes like that if it's somebody you like talking to. So it's great fun. And finally, when you lose those 2 kilos, because you're giving yourself only 2 kilo goals, 2 kilo like goals. When you lose those 2 kilos, you have somebody to celebrate with. Yes. So yeah, you have somebody to say, cheers, let's celebrate this 2 kilos. Let's celebrate our first milestone together. So having a fitness buddy is great. It just keeps you going. It keeps you motivated, keeps you accountable. And it's a great way to stay on course.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, one of the things I want to mention, the room that you're seeing here, they represent actually the whole of our organization, but they are the top leaders of the organization. And one of the things is that they have the most busiest life, right? I mean, they're always on the go. It's stressful sometimes. So when you're actually in that moment, right, when it's really stressful, what is it that you do to really pass that moment, like just to deal with that moment?
Well, there are a couple of things. I work in 2 different ways. I'm also very high energy. So when I'm stressed out, either I go for a run or go for a walk to clear my head. That's one part of it. Or the other part of it is, I'm not that person. I've inculcated it over the last little while into my life. There's so much benefit in just sitting in silence. Close your eyes and meditate. And even if you do it for just 5 minutes or 7 minutes, and the thoughts, they come and go, and suddenly you realize you are not those thoughts. It's like meditation is like, you're the sky, and the clouds, which are the thoughts, they just keep passing. And I've just found the last little while, I can't sit for very long stretches for meditation, but sitting in silence has grounded me, has made me a calmer person. And so, whatever floats your boat, if you want to go for a run, and that does it for you, because I remember Rahul Dravid once saying to me, for me, running is like meditation. There was a time I used to need music when I went running. Now, when I go for a run, I'm just with my thoughts, and they come and they go, and they come and they go, and I can gather my thoughts, I can plan my day. So running is a kind of meditation as well, and meditation itself is a kind of meditation. Yes. So it just slows you down, it grounds you, it prepares you for the day ahead. So that's awesome. There are 2 ways of doing it, whatever works for you.
Yeah. In fact, you mentioned about Sky, and that reminded me of something very special that we have done for the group here. Every year we have leaders meet, and obviously we encourage our associates to be on the path of fitness. And it's how it is. Like the day you are in the fitness session, you're all geared up, but later you get into the groove of the work and you forget about it. But this time we don't want them to forget about it. We want them to be in that journey. We've created some very nice playlist for them, which is actually inspired out of elements of nature, the 5 elements of nature: water, air, fire, earth, and sky. So these playlists, to all the audiences, you guys will get it as a part of a link which you can download all the playlist into your phone, and they can listen to it. And Mandira.
Well, I have to tell you something. I've had the privilege of getting a sneak peek, no, sneak here of these soundtracks, and they're beautiful. And you know, we are all influenced or dominated by the elements. We are all either very grounded earth people, or very fluid water people, or very fiery fire people. I know I'm a fire person. And
About to ask you.
yes, I know I'm a fire. I'm fire and I'm air. And you know something, I just close my eyes and listen to the soundtracks, and it's amazing. I was drawn to the fire physical exercise track. It was just, that was my jam. That did it for me. I was like, this is it. Which one is it? It was the fire one. So you guys are really in for a treat, because it's a beautiful set of, you know, soundtracks that have been created especially for you. Yeah, enjoy them.
Yeah, so what we're going to do now, I'm not going to take much of time. So just for the audience, we're going to now exercise.
Oh, great.
We will exercise now, and then once you're done, I will be right here.
Okay.
And
I hope
then
you're going to be exercising too,
I
Amita.
will do that. I'll try to match your pace. But once we are done with the exercise, you can call me. We will open up Q&A with the audience. So if they have any questions, they can also get an opportunity to talk to you.
All right,
So-
perfect.
all
Now,
right,
what
so
I'm
the
going to do is,
floor is yours.
so that I don't have a different chair from all of you, I'm going to just bring the chair in a little bit here and there. So I'm going to take this chair up, okay? And I'm going to use the same chair, and you might have to use the chair a little bit, maybe not. The good thing about this workout is that there's no equipment needed. The chair is something we all have at home, we all have at our workplace. And since all of you are doing this together, maybe if you take this back, Amita, maybe if they take this back with them, they won't all look weird doing it in their offices. So we're going to use this. So, how about you all stand up? The way I do this workout, the way I do my workouts, is I do it time related, because I don't want to waste my energy counting repetitions. So it's 1 minute of every exercise, okay? And so that, you know, I'm not like one of those mean trainers who say 1, 2, 3, and then you're doing your exercise and they start talking to you, and they talk to you, and they talk to you, and then they say 4, and I'm like, by this time I'm on 10. I'm not like that. So you'll see the time over here. You'll know how long we have to go. So maybe we can do a little bit of a warm-up to begin with, and then we do a 10-minute workout. Just 10 minutes, one exercise into the other. 1 minute of each exercise. Is that clear? Okay, so we're not going to time the warm-up. For the warm-up, I basically go from head to toe. So we start by just doing a couple of head rolls. Okay, do about 5 in one direction, and 5 in the other. Okay. Now, how about we do a few shoulder rolls, 5 back. I'm doing a quick warm-up because our workout is also very quick, okay? And 5 forward. For my workout itself, you're going to put on the fire track, right, Amita? No, not now. Now, just for the warm-up, it can be anything, okay? Now, we'll do some, yeah. Okay. Now, a few twists. Okay. Now some hip rolls. Okay. In one direction. Okay, and in the other. Okay, now how about a little bit of a squat? Okay, you can hold the back of your ankles if you want. Okay, looking good. And now maybe just a lunge, like a stretch lunge like that. Yeah. First one leg and then the other. Okay, and maybe you can both legs. I think you're reasonably warmed up. I'm going to very quickly explain to you how it's done. We're going to do an exercise followed by a cardio move. Exercise, cardio move, exercise, cardio move for 10 minutes. Okay? And this chair will come along somewhere or not. Okay. So what are we going to start with? My favorite exercise. It's the best. And it's also like a continuation of the warm-up and to get us into the swing of things for this workout. 10-minute workout. Stay with me, okay? We're going to start with squats, just regular squats. If you want to take the support of your chair, you could do that. If you want to just do it like that, you can do it like that. All right, here goes. Let's have our music. 1 minute of squats. Come on. Yes. Just remember when you do squats, don't turn, look at me. You've got to try and not let your knee extend your toes. All right. How deep is your squat? 30 seconds more. You like my fire soundtrack? Full on. Another 15 seconds to go. Next move is going to be like you're skipping without a skipping rope. Okay? Getting you into the jumping part of things, the cardio part of things, right now. Now, for those of you who have any knee issues and cannot do any jumping, I want you to march in place, okay? But for everyone else, good job! Pretend like you have a skipping rope. The good thing about simulated skipping is you never miss. You never trip up. Okay, 30 seconds more! Woohoo! After this, we're going to do alternate lunges. Alternate lunges. Again, you can take the support of your chair or not. Another 10 seconds to go, after which we're doing lunges. Come on. All right, here. 3, 2, 1. Here to try and not let your knee extend your toe in front. Okay? How's everyone doing? Okay, 30 seconds done. 30 more to go. After this, the cardio move that we're going to do is my favorite. Favorite. It's called a jumping jack. Everybody knows how to do a jumping jack. And we're going to do it in 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Jumping jacks. Just remember, for those of you who have a knee problem, can't do high impact, please just march in place. It's very, very important that you keep your heart rate up. It's a burst of a 10-minute workout. Make it count. Get some steps in. Okay, guys. I can see you just raising your arms. I want to see you march. Yeah, or jump. We're in the 4th minute of the workout. 15 seconds to go. After this, we're going to do the sumo squat. Inner thigh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sumo squat. Toes pointed outwards. Works on your inner thigh. If you want to take the support of a chair, you can do that. Remember, toes pointed outwards. 5th minute. Okay, what should we do for the next cardio move? What do you want to do? I have something in mind. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. Let's pretend like we are at the dance, like the dance. The end of the event. And it's time to dance on the dance floor. Let's twist. Alrighty. Yeah, very often when we listen to the Doors or songs like that from like way back. Okay, this is maybe not Doors twisting, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the party, you're jumping in, twisting like this. We're on the 6th minute. Come on! I can see this gentleman just moving like this. You in the gray. Okay, 20 seconds more. Now after this, I'm going to do arms, divided into 2 sets, 30 seconds each. 10 seconds more, come on. 30 seconds each of arms. First 30 seconds, you can take something on your table and do this. Just do some arm circles or do it without anything. 30 seconds of this. Just some circles. And the remaining 30 seconds, you're going to use your chair and do tricep dips. Everybody knows tricep dips? No? I'll show you, don't worry. 3, 2, 1. Tricep dips. Come on. The water was not to drink. The water was just to wait. Come on, 15 seconds more. Yeah. All right. The next cardio move is connected to this chair. Here you go. Touch the floor. Touch the floor. Touch your butt to the chair. Touch the floor. Touch your butt to the chair. Come on. You're on the 8th minute, guys. Just about 2.5 minutes more to go. Come on. Here we go. Touch the floor. Touch the floor. 15 seconds to go. After this, we're going to do some abs. Using the chair again. Here we go. Okay, sit down. Sit down. down. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. You're on the 9th minute. If you don't want to sit down, you can just simply do this. This is standing abs. I love it. Sometimes when I don't have a place to sort of lie down or a mat or a towel, I just a couple of minutes of this. And this is a great ab exercise. Just 15 seconds to go. And then we're going to do our last cardio move and end strong. We're going to do something called T-jacks. Here we go. Last minute. Last minute. Come on. 30 seconds in. Last 30 seconds. Don't stop. Look at my fantastic soundtrack. The fire, physical education, physical exercise soundtrack. Woo! 15 seconds. Come on, guys. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How does that feel? Pretty good, right? So there we go, 10 minutes. We covered the legs, we covered some arms, we did some abs. We kept our heart rate up with the cardio moves. Even 10 minutes can be a good amount of time for workout, for exercise. You know, people keep asking me this, how do you find time for exercise? We're so busy. We're all leading such busy lives. How do you take time out for exercise? It doesn't happen with me, is what a lot of people say. But I give this very simple equation to people. In 24 hours in a day, if we get 7 good hours of sleep, 7 is about right, right? Does anybody here get 8? Lucky you, but okay, 7. Let's say 7 hours of sleep on an average. That leaves you with 17 waking hours. In 17 waking hours, surely you can take 45 minutes out for yourself for exercise. Surely you can. So just remember, the next time anyone says, "Arey yaar, exercise ke liye time hi nahi milta," think about this equation. Because in 17 waking hours, taking out 45 minutes for yourself is, it's not just easy, but it should be a must, right? Okay, come back, Amita, how are you feeling? Did you work out? You're not wearing the right kind of shoes for workout. Okay. She was on this side, didn't see her too clearly. You did work out? All the way till the T-jack. By the way, I hate the T-jack. I left it till the last. It's horrible. And to try and keep your arms straight and all that, not happening.
No, we have a very funny team there at the console. They were just not managing the music. They were ensuring I work out.
That's great. That's great. But I have to say, the soundtrack was so high energy. I took to it immediately, and it worked out pretty good for my my workout, didn't it?
Yeah. In fact, these tracks are all made of 10 minutes each. So this you can repeat for 10 minutes, 5 tracks, 50 minutes of workout. Enjoy yourselves. Okay, so what we're going to do is now I want to open up the floor for people. If they want to ask any questions, can we also rotate the mic here and there? So anyone who has a question, who wants to ask to Mandira, please feel free. Oh,
There?
any questions?
Yeah, right there.
Where?
Mic has come to you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Great. This is not a question, this is a comment. All right. See, losing weight is one way of maintaining the health. But people like us, what we are doing is that we are not gaining weight. means we are maintaining our weight by eating less and doing more work. So losing weight may be a difficult task for us, but not
Nobody
gaining
say-
weight
Here's the thing.
is what we are doing.
In today's day and age, there's no such, the day of size 0 and all the rest of it, those days are over. It's not about the size you are. It's about the physical condition you're in. So if you are eating well and you're working hard, you also need to add one more component to that to be healthy and fit and not lose weight or be thin, and that is some form of activity. Your body needs it, your heart needs it, you need to be active. So if you're saying I'm working very hard, you're sitting on a desk and working very hard, that, yes, it counts for a lot of stress, but you need some physical activity as well to balance that out. So I'm not saying, when I actually say journey, it does not necessarily mean a weight loss journey, but it means a journey of health, a wellness journey. I think that is more important. And if you are just working hard and eating right, good for you, but let's add one more level to that and add some activity. You know, people have this whole thing about joining a gym, and when you join a gym, firstly, you're joining a gym for the first time, you have to first go and buy clothes. You end up spending a fortune on clothes and shoes and all the rest of it. So I say don't start with that even. Start with walking. People completely disregard walking. Walking is such a great form of exercise. When I walk for 1.5 hours. I get my 10,000 steps in. I get a great calorie burn. And you know, the thing about walking is there's no extra pressure on your knees or your ankles as there is when you run. And the best part about walking, can I tell you? Your exercise starts the moment you finish tying your shoelaces. Your shoelaces have tied and you're on. So extra time and money doesn't get wasted when you're walking. So start with something like that, and then when you feel, okay, you know what, I'm getting regular, I'm getting fitter, now maybe I can take it to the next level, then maybe you join a gym. Don't spend a fortune on clothes, don't worry about that, but join a gym, get regular there, and then you got to keep stepping up. Again, don't do it for weight loss, do it for good health. Can we have a mic here, please?
Mic here.
Middle
Jyoti.
table.
Yeah.
Here.
Thank you so much, Mandira. Just wanted to understand, how did you take care of your sugar craving?
So, my sugar craving is absolutely crazy. I have no control over it. Honestly, this is not what I'm recommending to anybody. But mine would be, if I had a piece of chocolate lying over there and I had one piece, I wouldn't stop till I finished the whole bar. Or I love kheer kodam, I love Mysore pak, I have a couple of very favorite sweets, and I won't stop till I finish half the box or the whole box, and I'm then feeling a whole lot guilty. So now, one was I did that hypnotherapy, which I think helped me. It all went back to some previous, childhood connection I had with sweet, which kind of came up and gave me a perspective as to why I felt the way I did about sweet. And now it's not like I've completely given up. I allow myself something over the weekends. I don't have sweet at all through the week. And whenever I have a really bad sugar craving, which still pops up now and then, I try and satisfy it with dates, because dates are really good. You have 2 dates, it gives you that feeling of, oh, I've had some chocolate. And it's got iron, it's got fiber, it's really good for you. And, 2 dates are not as bad as like a big bar of chocolate. So find those substitutes that work for you. And fruit, of course, fruit, you allow yourself fruit. So, yeah, there you go. Good girl, well done. Yeah. Mic here, please.
Mic here.
This front table. Oh, okay.
Do you want to take my mic?
The next one will.
Yeah.
That mic isn't working, Baba.
Yeah, it is working.
Okay, it's working now.
Mandira, along with the fitness regime on gym, running, diet plays a very important role.
Absolutely.
But again, the problem is with the consistency, because some would follow naturopathy food, somebody may follow intermittent fasting. What is the best way to balance both?
The best for me might not be the best for you. Also, our body keeps needing to get shocked in a sense to lose weight. So I've done intermittent fasting for so many years now, my body does not respond to it. I've done it for like 2.5 years now. So now, if I want to lose weight, I'll have to do something different. So you've got to find what that is that works for you. My only suggestion is that don't go for any of these fad diets. There's one diet which talks of putting a lot of fat into your system and protein and zero carbs. I just think that giving up any of the food groups in any diet is not a good idea. So the only way you can lose weight actually is with calorie deficit. Amount of calories you burn has to be more than the calories that you take in. Not saying that you have to count your calories, but you know, generally speaking, that this is about 200 calories. You know that a dessert is about 400 calories. You know something, these are things that you know. Just to live and be and exist, we burn about 1,600 calories, 1,500 calories about. And depends on what kind of workout you get in, what your calorie burn is during your workout. We have devices telling us that. Our devices tell us how many calories we burn through the day as well. So you just got to find the only thing that really works is calorie deficit. Calories burnt have to be more than calories consumed. So the thing is, if you find something that is a sustainable way of eating and a sustainable way of life, you're more likely to get the weight off and keep it off. Because you do a fad diet, any of these diets, say for a week, 2 weeks, 10 days, a month, you lose some weight, and the moment you go back to your old style of eating, you put it all back on. So you've got to find some way. It's actually no rocket science, nutrition, if you think about it. You know that there are things that are bad for you. You know that samosas are not good for you. You know that like gulab jamuns on a regular basis are not good for you. So I'm just saying, the high calorie foods, stay away from them.
We had 3 consistent days of dessert parties, so feeling a bit guilty.
No, don't feel guilty. Also, sometimes, when Christmas is coming up, Christmas and New Year's are coming up, there's going to be some indulgence. It's asking too much of yourself also if you say, you know what, I'm going to be on a strict diet during this festive season. Because it's not going to happen. Because then you'll eat, and then you'll cheat, and then you'll feel bad, and then you'll feel guilty, and all of that is not worth it. You say to yourself, okay, you know what, this is Christmas, this is New Year's, there's going to be some indulgences. I'm going to try and curb it in as much as I can, but I know there are going to be indulgences, so the guilt is not there. And then you tell yourself, I hate New Year resolutions. I'm not saying 1st of Jan, 2nd of Jan, but I'm just saying, even during Diwali. Diwali is a time where mithai is coming to your house thick and fast. So you tell yourself at that point, I said on Diwali day, I'm going to have mithai. That's the day, I'm not going to stop. How much mithai can you also eat in one day? But I did, I ate a lot, and the next day I went back to my, we are all on this journey called life, okay? We have to enjoy the journey. So you got to find the formula that works for you. Currently, the formula that I'm on is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These 5 days, which are also school nights, I eat really well. I eat at 7 o'clock with my children. I eat very, very good food, healthy food. I don't overeat. Come Friday, come Saturday. What is today? Friday, right? Come Friday, come Saturday, I allow myself a little indulgence. I know I'm going to be going out. I know I'm going to be meeting my friends. So I allow myself that. 5 days a week, I'm good. Twice a week, I allow myself a little bit here and there. And that's how I'm living my life. That's how I'm currently living my life. If I want to lose the weight, then I do 7 days of good eating. You want to lose weight, you have to make a few sacrifices to get to that point. And then once you get to that point, you've got to find a formula that works for you, that keeps you at that weight.
Mandira, so we have time for one last question here.
Yes.
Yeah, hi Mandira, thank
Hi.
you for a super high energy session this morning. You gave us some important messaging around mental wellness. My question is, how much does your physical fitness routine contribute to your mental wellness?
It does a great deal.
And
Yes, because you
if
know
you can
something,
share some thoughts.
there's a lot to be said about the endorphins flying around when you do a workout like that. You feel good. All of you feeling pumped up after the workout because that's what a physical workout does. It contributes to the happy hormones being released and you're feeling good. So that's one thing, but the thing to remember is with a workout, it's a temporary high. It's a temporary release of hormones. And I'm saying if you are going through something, if anybody is going through something that is a little permanent, where you're low on for a consistent period of time, an exercise or a workout will give you that high just for that little while, just for that morning. But if your dopamine levels are a little bit off, or if you're going through something, an exercise can give you just some temporary relief or some temporary happy hormones. Generally speaking, you need to deal with the issue that you have and deal with it with the right kind of help. But of course, physical exercise. And if you're regular with your physical exercise and you make sure you don't miss your physical exercise every single day, some form of activity every single day, then of course that you're releasing happy hormones on a regular basis. So it does contribute to a healthier and happier life, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mandira. It was a lovely session.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was a great start for my day as well. I really enjoyed it, and it's always a pleasure and privilege to do something for the Coca-Cola company.
Yes.
Yeah, I was a part of your Coke Zero launch, one of the launches that you had in Mumbai.
Wow.
And I tell you, every lunch, be it Indian food, be it Asian food, be it pizzas, I need to have a Coke Zero next
Wow.
to me.
we are very super happy. You can see the energy. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So, Mandira, we're going to have, we're waiting for Sahil. Now it's your time to come. Okay.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for the wonderful Mandira Bedi and, of course, Amita as well.
Sahil is in this very smart track pant and all. Did you work out?
Yeah, I was
Acha,
there backstage.
really? Okay.
But I was looking at it, and I actually made some videos, and I'll make sure that probably next time that I'm going to work out, I was actually looking forward for some cardio exercises. And what I saw, like, it was some good cardio exercise.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so cardio is really important, I mean, when you hit the gym. So looking forward to it, and looking at you, I mean, wow. I mean, you're an inspiration to the entire nation. So can we please give a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for the one and only Mandira Bedi.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
For
Thank
getting
you,
us
Amita.
all
Thank you so
pumped
much.
up and energized. I'm sure everyone's like raring to go now after Mandira's session.
We have something
we
very special for
have
you.
a small memento of thanks. So I'd like to
Yes.
call on Pallavi and Neil to please join us on stage to present Mandira with the memento. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a warm welcome, please. Put your hands together for Pallavi and Neil.
Hi. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. You know, I get a
Put
lot
your
of
hands
mementos.
together, ladies and gentlemen, one more time.
I'm not excited about a lot of mementos I get, but this one is wow. This one is going to find pride of place in my home. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mandira. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much
Thanks,
for
Neil.
making
Thanks,
this day very special for us. Thank you.
I hope you're energized to take on an amazing day. Have a lovely day ahead, all of you. It's lovely talking to all of you.